Hallöchen und herzlich willkommen zurück zu der Stanley-Parabel in einer neuen Folge.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Genau.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ja, ich habe ja letztens leider, habe ich das Spiel ja letztens kaputt gemacht, ja. Drum weiß ich nicht, ob ich hier jetzt, ob das jetzt gut war oder schlecht, weil ich glaube, jetzt muss ich nämlich den ganzen Spaß nochmal durchlaufen. Ich mache jetzt aber einfach, ganz ehrlich, ich laufe jetzt einfach mal durch. Dann schauen wir mal, was es da so, jetzt habe ich, das war doof. Hilfe? Hallo? Genau, okay. Ja, jetzt bin ich kurz rausgesprungen aus dem Spiel. Irgendwie passieren komische Sachen. So. Ja, genau. Wir gehen durch die rechte Tür. Ich weiß. Ist kein Problem.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
ja.
Just to admire it.
Nö. Ja, gucken wir mal rein. So schön.
Yes,
ja.
Truly a room worth admiring.
So, weiter.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took
genau.
the first open door on his left.
Nein, nehmen wir nicht. Ich gehe da nämlich jetzt nochmal durch. So.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Und ich glaube, wir nehmen jetzt mal das Telefon ab, oder? In dieser Folge.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Ja,
Your chance
genau.
To redeem yourself,
hatten wir schon. Ich laufe da jetzt mal durch und diesmal heben wir das Telefon einfach ab.
Back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ja.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the
ja,
one to do
ist okay. Wir heben mal ab. Schauen mal, was jetzt passiert. 427, das ist unsere...
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Was?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay. Oh, ja, das ist ja...
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Was wird denn? Guten Morgen, Angestellter 427. Drücke 8 auf deiner Tastatur. Warum? 8. 8?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay. Bitte drücke E.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Z. Okay.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
V.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Bitte drücke 2, um Zeit mit den Kindern zu verbringen.
So, he went further.
Okay,
he imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay, ja.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh, Schatz, ich lieb dich.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, schon.
You
Machen wir
see?
schon.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Ja, stellen wir mal nix in
I
Frage.
suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Was?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
Ja, was? Da stand jetzt bitte stirb. Hallo? Ah ja, the end is never the end. Sind wir wieder soweit? Gut. Naja, ich weiß ja nicht. Okay, jetzt sind wir wieder hier, wo wir sofort zu den Entscheiden... Aber diesmal darf ich es nicht kaputt machen, weil ich bin ja vorher da
When
durchgegangen.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the
Ich weiß.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Ja.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Natürlich, in die Employee Lounge, weil die so schön ist.
Wow. Yes.
Ja,
This
genau.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
Nein,
his left.
mache ich nicht. Ich gehe nämlich hier weiter. Aha.
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Diesmal
it's
springen wir
incredible
nämlich.
he
Wir
wasn't
müssen
5
springen.
years
Er hat
ago.
gesagt, bitte stirb. Oh nein!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Ups.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ups. Ich glaube, das war, ja, es tut mir minimal leid.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Ja doch, oder? Was ist jetzt passiert? Können wir irgendwo was eintippen? Also wir schalten den auf jeden Fall ab. Sicher ist es mein Büro, oder? Oder habe ich den Erzähler jetzt schon so durcheinander gebracht, dass er mein Büro nicht mehr kennt? Ah, awaiting input. Ah, schade. Ich glaube, das habe ich, weil ich vorher abgedreht habe, versehentlich. Weil ich das Spiel ja versehentlich kaputt gemacht habe. So, wo sind wir denn jetzt? Ah, da sind die beiden Türen.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Nein.
he entered the door on his left. This was not
Geh
the
nicht mehr
correct
durch
way
die-
to the meeting
durch
room,
die
and Stanley knew
linke
it
Tür.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Jeden,
just to
ja.
admire it.
Ich möchte einen Schlüssel haben für alle Türen. So, jetzt gehen wir nämlich nochmal. Sollen wir nochmal in den Crazy-Raum
The
gehen?
lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Ja.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
Nö,
left.
fix nicht. Ich höre nicht mehr auf dich. Wir machen jetzt was anderes.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So, Diesmal springen wir nicht, sondern wir fahren einfach wieder rüber.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off
Könnte
on the
auf
wrong
die...
foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
auf den
I'm
Wagen
not.
springen,
I
oder?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Ich wollte eigentlich...
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Ja. Ich wollte eigentlich ja... Guck mal, ich meine, ich wollte eigentlich auf den LKW springen, dann dachte ich mir, hierher springen ist ja noch geschickter, ne? Irgendwie, oder? Achtung! Gefahren überall. Okay. Stürzt wahrscheinlich das Regal auf mich und dann bin ich tot. Oder so. Was? 2B1 AO. Mhm. Wo kommen wir jetzt hin? 2B3? Waren wir hier schon mal? Ich weiß gar nicht mehr. 2B4, 2B5. Oh, was?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ist das jetzt wie in Matrix oder was? Boah, ich liebe dieses Spiel. Boah, das ist ja so cool. Hören wir jetzt auf ihn? Ja, komm, wir spielen wieder mit. Der will mir was Schönes zeigen.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Ja, manchmal schon,
You see
ne?
that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh. Nö. Nö, das machen wir nicht. Gut, ich komme eh nicht raus. Ja, gut, okay. Ist das jetzt mit dem Telefon, oder? Nee, laden? Okay, wo kommen wir denn jetzt hin?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Was?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Okay, ja, gut. Wow. Wo sind wir denn?
No, wait. Where are you going?
Ach so. Hätte ich nicht sollen? Kann ja natürlich...
Right. Where were we?
Oh, das wird ja immer schöner. Sieh dir das an, dieses Farbenspiel. So. Ja. Geht das... Ich gehe jetzt. Das ist mir... Ja. Schön. Gut, hier ist alles irgendwie noch... Oh, was... Das ist... Ein kleines... Okay, Bild? Ah, diese Details.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Sehe ich nicht. Sehe ich nicht. Nee, ich muss da nach oben. Oh. Okay, achso, das ist ein... Ja. Ein Ventil war das. So, dann gehen wir da mal nach oben. Nach oben. Noch
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Kann ich jetzt echt mich nur in den Tod stürzen? Oh nein! Nein! Oh, wir leben noch.
Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Ja, okay, wenn du das willst. Ja, guck mal, der ist ja... Der ist ja wirklich immer anders.
See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Okay. Nö, das ist mir zu viel. Ich muss ja Progress machen, weißt du? Ich habe ja Verpflichtung gegenüber meine Zuseher. Wir können...
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Aber das sind immer die... Nee, sorry. Da musst du dich mehr bemühen. Ach, ist das wundervoll. So. Jetzt reicht's mir, aber jetzt springe ich nochmal. So sieht's nämlich aus.
No, what do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Lass mich doch da rein. Es tut mir leid. Oh nein!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Sollen wir jetzt nochmal zurück? Ja, komm, schauen wir nochmal zurück. Vielleicht gibt's jetzt was Neues. Gibt's hier was Neues?
Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Ja, toll.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Ist das jetzt eine unendliche Schleife, oder was?
No, perhaps not.
Nein, kann ich nicht. Ich will einfach nur sterben. Lass mich einfach nur sterben.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Es liegt nicht an dir. Es liegt an mir.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Okay.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Tja. Wie konfus.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ja, wir schalten wieder alle PCs aus und irgendwo ist wieder... Ja, genau. Input received. Ja, schade, dass wir es vorher verloren haben, weil ich ausgeschalten habe. So. Aber wir könnten jetzt einmal noch...
When Stanley came to a
Nein.
set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Nein,
and
das
Stanley knew
ist
it
nicht
perfectly
richtig.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Ja.
just to admire it.
Auf jeden Fall. Ich muss ja auch irgendwann mal... Vielleicht kann ich irgendwann mal in diese Büros rein.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness.
Auf jeden Fall, ja.
Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nö. Nehm ich nicht. Nehm ich nicht.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ja, das frage ich mich auch immer. Ich wollte eigentlich auf den LKW raufspringen, ne?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
Aber
your
wir
enemy,
werden
really, I'm not.
diesmal
I
einfach
realize that
die
investing
blaue
your
Tür
trust
nehmen.
in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
jetzt
story
wird
has
beinahe
been
so
about
runtergefallen.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Tut mir
Are
leid.
you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Tut mir leid.
Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
Yep.
To show you something beautiful.
Yep.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
die beiden Türen.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Wirklich? Sind wir durch die rote Tür gewalkt? Ich weiß es nicht mehr genau, aber es wird sich rausstellen in der nächsten Folge. Danke fürs Zusehen. Tschüss, Leute.